Welcome to Helping Hands with your hosts, John Neiman and Judy Ritchie.
Hello, and welcome to Helping Hands. This is our opportunity to let you and the community know how you can lend a helping hand to a program or an agency in need. I'm Judy Ritchie, Community Advocate.
I'm John Neiman with Aurora Medical Center, and welcome to our June edition of Helping Hands. We're so excited to share all the good news with you of what's going on in our community, but also what's going on right here at Oshkosh Media. This is our 15th year on the air with Life TV, which we're really excited about, and we look the same as we did 15 years ago, so that's a blessing. Also, we want to share with you the news that we hinted at in our May edition, that this is the second year in a row that we have been awarded the Award of Excellence in the talk show category from the Best of the Midwest Media Fest 2018. That's really exciting, especially to win it 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, and we're competing with folks from 9 states.
9 states, and a category that I think is pretty popular, but I think it works well with us because we like conversation. Everything is so conversational here. Where can you see us? You can see us on Life TV. If you want to find out the schedule for our show and all the other wonderful shows, go to oshkoshmedia.org and you can see the schedule there. You can listen to us on the radio at Oshkosh 101.9 FM. Our sponsors, we have to thank our sponsors. Harnix Flowers and Gift for our show decor, and also Aurora Healthcare for being our monetary sponsor, making it possible for us to be on the air. This is an exciting show. Well, they're all exciting, but this one's really exciting because it's the month of June and the weather has been really, really nice. And we have a wonderful guest on our show.
We do, and it's a young lady that we have known in the community for just a few years. She first had the title of Miss Oshkosh. More recently, she has become Miss Harbor Cities, representing the Manitowoc Two Rivers area. And it is Serena Larie. Welcome.
Hello,
and
thank you.
This is just really neat to see you here. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And I feel like we know your family because your sister was Miss Oshkosh. And I have, like I said, I've worked with your mother for many years with the interns at UW Oshkosh, and she's never once said to me until I looked at her Facebook page and there I saw you guys all standing there. And
Yes.
she's a wonderful wonderful woman too, and I can see where you guys get your looks from because your mother's very special.
Thank you so much.
When we talk, excuse me, when we talk about the pageants, and people think this is a beauty pageant, they're airheads, that is not the case at all.
No, airhead is a
Right.
candy that I like, but
Yes,
not,
it is.
Exactly.
not a
Right.
contestant.
But you have got quite the resume already in your volunteerism, but academically also. And with the pageants, why don't you share with folks what is actually expected of you?
So first and foremost, the Miss America organization is the largest scholarship provider for women. And so the year of service, once you become a local title holder, is really dedicated to serving the community and promoting, first and foremost, a personal platform that you develop to advocate for during that year of service, because it is all about service and it's all about the community that you are contributing to. So the platform that I have chosen to advocate for is called GIVE, and that's an acronym standing for Get Involved Via Engagement. And it's any way that you can become involved and engaged in your community, whether that's voting or volunteering, donating, and most importantly, not just knowing that we have these community events, but going to them, being a part of them, because it builds fulfillment, it builds empowerment and engagement, and you belong to something much bigger than yourself, but that's how a strong community is really built.
You know, great minds think alike, because we did an event at Aurora, and I named it Give.
Did you?
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, I did, and it was to bring people in to learn about volunteering opportunities. So you're a winner right there anyway. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Well, there's another thing, and when she talks about giving, she's giving life through blood donations, which we've been talking about, and she has the unique experience of being on the side of one of the buses for the community blood bank, blood center.
So how did that work out?
So when I was in high school, I walked by a blood drive and there was a lot of free food in the hallway, which initially sparked my interest. And I said, so what's going on here? What are you doing? What are you organizing? And they said, well, it's a blood drive. And they explained how old you had to be to donate, and it was 16 with permission and 17 on your own. So I asked my mom if I could donate blood that day, and I walked on the bus and instantly loved it, because I loved that it was really in giving that we receive, and that's universal throughout my whole platform is the message. But I thought, what better way to give back to your community than actually saving the lives of your community members? So I became a gallon grad, donating
Good
pints
for
that add
you.
up to a gallon before graduation, and I think I'm about 2 gallons now. So it's something that I continue to do beyond high school because I just love giving back.
And very few donors get their picture on a bus.
Yes, yes. So the Community Blood Center and I were working really hard to get those 8 pints totaling to the gallon. And throughout that, they found out my whole story. And what I was truly inspired by was a little girl named Mira Erdman who needed several donations and transfusions in order to save her life and to be here today. And she's a healthy, happy young girl now. And she's my tiny inspiration, and we actually share the bus. So that's especially meaningful.
And what I like too is to see the local, all 4 of our local high schools here in Oshkosh, they sponsor blood drives. And I think that's important because the youth are realizing that giving blood is one way. We've often said that before, because volunteering has been our life, whether as a pastor or at Aurora. There are different ways that you can give back without physically being there. You can support it monetarily. You can give of your blood as a donation, or you can give of your time. And to have young people involved in that, I think sends a good message to our world.
It certainly does. Now, you talked of a variety of different things earlier, but one that really intrigued me, and especially as we see the construction over on Oregon Street, the Shop Local. You want to explain that one a little bit more?
Yeah, so obviously we know that this is a world that primarily thrives off of franchises. And the local ma and pa shop success rate is only 4%. And I think it's so important to support those people in your community who are trying to make a difference and who are trying to better the community by bringing in these new ideas, these new innovative ideas and creations. And being involved is just supporting their business and going and getting the word out and promoting it on social media, because we want to see our community members thrive and we want to have that relationship and make a strong community. So I think that's really important. It's to shop local, going to Car Hops in the summer or Mahoney's or Mike's Place. I love shopping local and going to the local restaurants around Oshkosh. And even Growing Oshkosh has their plant sale coming up, and that's a great way to shop local as well and to
And they're
support
at the
that
farmers
organization.
market.
Definitely the farmers market in the summer.
And I agree with that too, because my wife and I just thought about that last week when we're thinking about, it's Friday night, we want fish, where do we want to go?
Right.
And we thought about all the construction on Oregon Street, and we thought, we love Reds anyway, but we thought their business must be hurting because people
Yes.
can't get down there. And so we made the conscious decision just to walk all around that area and support those businesses that way, and because that's going to be going on for quite a while, and those businesses need to survive.
And they're the heart of our community. So
And they are the ones who also support our pageants, our local events, whether they're putting money under sponsorship or donating, the gift certificates or product, and standing there handing out samples or clapping for you when you win and consoling you if you don't. They're there for you. They've got your back.
they are great support.
So going back, not that you're that old, But going back to high school, were you always involved
Yes.
in events? You want to talk a little about that, especially for our high school students who are watching this show, our big demographics here.
Right, definitely.
And talk about what you did in high school.
So when I actually was developing my platform, I thought, well, what's something that I'm really passionate about and always have been passionate about? And that was giving back to my community and volunteering. So it became easy that it was my big life was helping others find what was big and what was important to them. And so in high school, I did a lot of volunteering. I volunteered for Men Who Cook. As a family, we would sign up to serve a meal at the day-by-day warming shelter together. I served as a DARE role model, actually, and encouraged the youth of our community to be on that straight path and to start out right. And was also a member of a girls granting initiative where we worked close with the Boys and Girls Club and developed a grant that was going to help and benefit, again, the youth of Oshkosh, because those children and youth are the future of our generation.
Wow, I mean, that really is impressive because it's almost like you were thinking ahead with your life of what you need to do to get to where you need to go.
Right.
What about dance? How has that played a part in your life?
So I have been dancing since I was 3. And I love dance. I loved going to dance because it built a lot of relationships that I still have to this day and lasting friendships. And it has also given me the confidence and the presentation skills. I danced a lot of different styles, but Irish dancing is my passion, and that's actually what I do in the pageants for a talent as well.
And you also said that you've been encouraged to sing. So you also are singing at different venues too?
Definitely. And actually one of my favorite appearances that I ever did was singing at a nursing home in Berlin. And I sang Christmas favorites for them during the holidays, and then in the summer I sang some World War II classics. And just knowing that you have that impact on people and can see the emotion that you're evoking is honestly what I live for. I love that.
I can picture the audience members singing along.
Oh, they were.
Because that's their music that they like, and it's helping them remember and remember the good times. That really is neat.
And that we still appreciate them so much and look up to them.
And music is actually a therapy that is used in those care settings. And when you're talking the World War II music and that type of thing, it is what they remember. There's some pretty good beat to that music.
Yeah. And the words just mean so much.
They sit up straighter and they're
They
moving
do.
in the chair.
Especially proud to be an American. That one.
Oh, definitely. That's we host the Oshkosh 4th of July parade for Oshkosh Media, and that is I think the most recognized song during the parade that is used. And you do watch everybody in the audience. They stand up, they clap along, they take their hat off. It makes you proud to be an American.
Right.
Definitely.
That's right. So some of the other things, what are you looking forward to with the Miss Wisconsin pageant coming up in a couple of weeks?
So I'm really excited to promote my platform these next coming weeks up until the Miss Wisconsin pageant. And as I said, it's something that I live every day and encourage others to as well. And I've actually highlighted a few individuals on the Give Facebook page. And there's so many ways that people can contribute to their society in a unique way. I've highlighted a security guard who he was giving these suckers on the windshields of cars at school, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Well, every Friday as a crossing guard, I give the staff these suckers, and I give them to the students as they cross the street as well." And it's something so small that impacts thousands of people and one man. And just really focusing on those individual impacts that people have, because I think that that's so important throughout a community, but throughout a state as well, and the nation.
So if we go, because the high-tech world, well, my kids have to help me with all of that stuff, but if we go on Facebook and put Give in, your page will show up.
Give, get involved via engagement.
It's a beautiful page. It really is.
And so
Thank
you're
you.
you're highlighting stories like that of unique
Pet
things that-
adoption, leadership Oshkosh. There's a lot of different stories, and it comes from just having conversation with people and finding what people's unique ways and interests, and maybe connecting them with an opportunity to get involved too. Especially students that I go to school with, they say, well, I'm really good at this, or I'm really interested in this. Nursing homes, for example, love the elderly. How do I get involved with them? And there was an opportunity to actually go and play bingo with the residents too. And again, that win-win of us going and spending time with them and seeing that impact and seeing how much they really enjoy your company as well. It's a great way to give.
And you mentioned Leadership Oshkosh because we're involved. We do the ever popular ethics, which is, which you really have to try to enlighten people with it because it's
Right.
not their first choice. But one of the things we do is we take the youth to the nursing homes. And I still remember the looks on these kids' faces when they were either at Parkview or Evergreen or Bethel. And the games that these residents are playing, the kids really got into it. And one was a geography game, and this resident was beating this high school kid in the knowledge of geography. And he was like totally amazed. And they walked away, that Leadership Oshkosh class walked away with a whole different attitude toward older people, which I thought really is a great way to connect them because most of them, their grandparents aren't old enough to be in a care center or a nursing home, or maybe they haven't had the experience about being around them. And this really gave it to them, and it gave them a positive experience.
Well, and when you talk with the, about with the youth, to have FaceTime with the grandchildren or the great-grandchildren.
Now that's a technical term, isn't it?
That's
FaceTime?
The seniors have a little bit of an issue with knowing what it is and how to do it.
I still don't know how to do it.
But once they learn it, they are so excited. And that's where these high school and university students are such a good match.
Right, like Oshkosh North partnering with the senior center
Yes.
to teach them that. That really is true.
Right.
Because what I hear a lot is, well, my son or my daughter will come and set up my tablet, and they've got it done, but then when I've got a problem, how do I resolve it? Where when they're working with these students, there's not the same family baggage there,
Right.
and they'll explain it time and time again. They have patience.
Well, I'll tell you, I call my son and daughter all the time with my iPhone. With
Yes.
how do I upload a picture to Facebook? How do I do this?
Right.
I know that they're probably thinking the same way, but we're from that generation that just, for me, it's still kind of new to me. I love it, and I do try to use it in my job especially, but there are a lot of questions, so I'd have a younger person explain it to
I had
you.
my son-in-law do it.
And you actually explaining that reminded me, I attended a focus group discussing how we can promote civic engagement throughout UWO and the Oshkosh community as well, and how we can incorporate the youth and college students and the elderly and all generations to come together and to promote something like that together and to mutually help each other out. So we'll help you with your technology.
Oh, good. Good, thank you. Because sometimes I think my kids just block me.
Oh, no.
And they don't answer my phone when I have, like the one example I always give, we're at the airport trying to take off, and I had to call my kids to ask, how do I turn off my phone? Because I didn't know how. So that's my life with technology. Our time is winding down. One last thing you want to share with our audience.
I just want to say thank you so much to the people that do get involved and to the people that want to and maybe don't exactly know how. Reach out. There's so many resources. Open the newspaper, look on Facebook. It's known, it's easy for people to go to and rapidly developing. So go on Facebook, find an event, give back, and share your talents with your community.
Well, thank you very much for being with us, and I'm going to go check out the Give Facebook page right after this. But we thank Serena for being with us. We wish her well in the Miss Wisconsin pageant. Thank you for being with us. Stay tuned, and we'll be back for our second segment of our June edition of Helping Hands.
Thank you.
It's not a charity. It's more than a charity. It's about helping people we live with. It's about being the type of person that the 6-year-old version of ourselves wanted us to be. It's about community and looking out for one another. It's about money, yes, but it's so much more than money. It's about friendship and common values. It's about opening doors when others are slammed shut. It's about giving kids a place to be kids and growing up knowing they live in a community that cares about them. It's about making sure that everyone gets to see the dentist, because we want to make sure that they have every last tooth in those smiles. Ultimately, that's it. It's about the smiles, old smiles and new smiles. It's about us, all of us, our community living united, because great things happen when we live united. Will you join us?
To our second segment of our June edition of Helping Hands. What a delightful young lady Serena Larie is. Just a great representative from Miss Harbor Cities.
Right. She's such a bundle of energy, wealth of knowledge. And what we missed was that she has graduated with a degree in communication with the emphasis on radio, TV, all that good stuff.
And she's very polished for her
Yes.
age. I'm very impressed with the younger people today and how they know what they want and they go out and get it. And she will be a good representative. So this is our chance where we talk about things going on in the community. It's June and it's a busy time. So we did mention that the Miss Wisconsin pageant is coming up in June, the week of June 13th. And I also, you do want to stress that it's a scholarship pageant, that these young women are representing their cities and areas as volunteers, and they get scholarship money to help pay for their education.
And that's right. And that scholarship means that they graduate with less debt, that they're able to reach certain goals sooner rather than later. You're going to enable them to graduate in 4 years versus 5, which is common in many fields today.
And not to have, all, like you said, all of that debt going along with them. So we want to talk about some of the events going on in Oshkosh. Miss Oshkosh was talking about Irish dance is her dance. Well, Irish Fest is coming up on Friday, June 15th, and I know that's always a popular event.
Yes, it is. And there are so many different things that are going on with that, between the food, the liquid refreshment, the entertainment, and all the other type things that go on there with it. Great time, great people to be with.
And you don't have to be Irish to attend.
Absolutely.
You can be an honorary Irish person for the day to attend, but there's just so much spirit there and happiness there. And I like to watch the Irish dancing myself because they just keep going and going, and they never seem like they get tired, which is amazing. Because for me, after one polka, I'm out for the rest of
You still polka?
Yes.
I don't anymore.
Oh, yeah. I just love, my goal is to go to one of those places that are on TV on Sunday mornings with our mother-in-law is 92 and she loves to watch them, is actually to take her to a place where there's a polka band. And because the excitement is there. It's a wonderful time. So Irish Fest, June 15th. Then we have to talk about Country USA. Oshkosh is going to be really, really busy. That's the week of June 19th. And our whole city changes.
It does. The day that the campground's open, you'll find the traffic is backed way up out to the Highway 1 direction. And from Clay Road on Highway 44, a long ways out towards Fisk and Pickett area, with people just waiting to get in there. And people come, they make a whole week of it. In fact, when the traffic is so backed, just they're waiting for the grounds to open, they actually have their grills going on the shoulder of the road.
Those dedicated country fans, which I am also, but I just can't see myself going out there with all of that. I like to listen to the music. But those fans, we're praying for better weather because last year was a mud fest.
It's a mud fest every year.
It
was a swampland,
Yeah.
but in the sunburn, and everything. It's an experience. It's one I'm not into, obviously, but a lot of people go, they have a really great time. There's a lot, and it's not just the music. There's the almost fairgrounds type
Right.
appeal to it with all the different food vendors and
Merchandise.
other merchandise and some of the rides and things.
But I think when you think about Oshkosh, Wisconsin, which we are Event City, to have those big of stars come is just amazing. So that's great for that. And we're also on alert, all the hospitals, Mercy and us and Theta and St. Agnes, because as you said, dehydration, sunburn, accidents, things like that happen too. So we wish everyone well at Country USA the week of June 19th. Then I saw another event which I've been to before and I love, the Oshkosh Community Band Concert. That's June 27th.
And that's a freebie. It's Alberta Kimball Auditorium, and it's a goodwill offering. It's always good music. Those are all volunteers, and they have them every month. Just good music, good fun.
You know, when we're doing the 4th of July parade, which is not that far away.
All volunteers also.
All volunteers, but the community band on there, for me, I can't even play an instrument. I did take trumpet lessons, and I had 2. On my second lesson, I got the little mouthpiece stuck in the trumpet and couldn't get it out. I was too embarrassed to go back, so that was my musical career. So I don't understand how they can sit on a rocky wagon and play, you know, and sound really, really good. They're very talented, but like you said, they're also volunteering their time. And music makes the parade.
It does.
Music makes the parade.
We have, several live music. We've had the church group. We've had the Legion groups, or Marine Corps group, I think it was. And remember, these are not professional musicians. But they love music. They have the passion there, and they're just out there to have a good time. And they do. As they come through, and you'll see them, the horn with one hand and waving to somebody with the other. It is a big, it's not just because it's the 4th of July and a wonderful holiday and what it all means, but it's the community coming together.
And so I do encourage everyone, because June is a very busy month, and I think we're going to go right into summer. I think it's just going to be summer. That's my weather prediction for this show. But we are Event City, so go on the website and see all of the events that are taking place, whether it's the farmers market, whether they're area craft shows, whether it's
Food Truck Fridays, which is I believe the 3rd Friday of the month for June, July, and August over at South Park.
Yep. So there's always something for someone to do, and we're so glad to bring you the information. Once again, we encourage you, if you have ideas for our show or things you want to promote, just give Judy or myself a call. I'm John Neiman with Aurora Medical Center.
And Judy Ritchie, Community Advocate.
And we're so glad that you watch this program and you continue to watch it, and support Oshkosh and shop local.